In the early 1990s, Kooksoondang entered the liquor market that was under 98% control from soju, beer, and hard liquor with traditional alcohol. Despite being a late market entrant, their alcohol-producing skills were unmatched. But the problem was that nobody had ever heard of or seen Kooksoondang products before, and thus, nobody purchased them. Compared to larger companies, Kooksoondang lacked in capital, distribution, network, and marketing. Hello, I'm Jesse of IGM. There isn't a market in the world that large corporations with their immense capital resources have not entered into. Being a late entrant into one of these markets would be akin to a small child trying to compete against adults. Kooksoondang's Baekseju started in such a way. So what did this company do in this situation? They went the unexpected route and took a daring path. Being a late entrant with nothing to lose, they took an aggressive stance to conquer the market. First, they conducted a lot of guerrilla marketing. Second, they used odd advertising channels. And lastly, they used provocative messages in their advertisements. Let's take a look at each one in more detail. The first is guerrilla marketing. Standard distribution companies would not accept the products from unknown mid-sized companies. So Kooksoondang decided to go directly to the consumers in the form of regional events. Kooksoondang went to and participated in every tasting event and food fair they could find. At these events, they conducted tasting events for consumers. They even went to popular local restaurants, regardless of how remote it was, to offer consumers a free taste. And the results? People who tasted the product told everyone they knew about it, and word-of-mouth effects for Kooksoondang's Baekseju started to spread. Guerrilla marketing activities like what Kooksoondang did can be seen all over. Have you ever seen people on the street spinning a large plastic disc? If you look at the spinning disc carefully, you can see a brand logo or a company name. It's an excellent way to get people's attention. It is called sign spinning, and it is a moving advertisement. This method was even used by US President Barack Obama during his campaign run. Kooksoondang's second move was to use the odd advertisement channels that nobody else would consider. At every possible opportunity, Kooksoondang employees would visit restaurants to conduct guerrilla marketing activities. When the restaurants were busy, these employees would even help do the dishes or clean the floors. By doing such things, the employees would naturally get friendly with the owners and workers and be privy to the complaints or problems that were being faced. As they did this, Kooksoondang also sought out odd and unique advertising channels. These were the restaurant menus and menu boards. In the 1990s, there were many new restaurants that simply wrote their menus on paper and stuck them to the wall. Kooksoondang saw a golden opportunity here. They decided to make clean and sophisticated menus for the restaurants while also including their marketing messages. Obviously, the restaurants loved this idea. By standardizing the menus, Kooksoondang was able to lower the production costs of the menus to less than $9.60 US and easily handle the costs. Restaurant patrons would be constantly exposed to their marketing messages, and once printed, would be in use for a long time. It proved to be the perfect advertising channel. As a result, Kooksoondang products, which were previously unknown to average consumers, were more noticeable and easier for consumers to approach. To this day, most restaurants have Kooksoondang marketing messages on their menus. There are numerous examples of using odd advertising channels at low costs to promote products or services. In the United States, a vegetable store used a tree along the side of the street. They covered the trunk with a carrot-shaped covering, making the entire tree look like a huge carrot. A sushi restaurant in Japan changed the cover of the spare tire in their delivery truck to look like a sushi roll. With a little creativity, the opportunities with odd advertising channels are endless. Rather than using traditional channels like TV, newspapers, and magazines, these odd channels proved to be more effective and refreshing. Lastly, Kooksoondang, which faced a shortage of brand power, used provocative messages in their advertisements to promote and increase awareness of their products. What comes to mind when you think of a liquor advertisement? Most people think of a beautiful celebrity. This method supports a brand image through the celebrity's fame. However, Kooksoondang's brand image was not clear or developed. They also were not able to support such an expensive ad campaign. So instead of a celebrity, Kooksoondang decided to go with effective messaging. In particular, they used highly provocative messages that touched on sensitive social issues. For example, messages like, "Eat dog meat with pride," and Why place Japanese alcohol on your table? These messages are several years old, but still carry the same provocative effect that they used to. Within 4 years of the launch of Baekseju, over 80 million bottles were sold, and in 2008, it was named the Product of the Year. There are other examples of provocative messages. Cosmetics company Missha is an example. As they started to lose their market share, the company decided to launch a new essence product accompanied with highly provocative advertising messages. They told consumers to bring in their empty essence bottles of a highly recognizable premium brand, and Missha stores would refill it with their own brand. In other words, Missha was outright challenging the leading company in their market, and as a result, consumers began to take notice of the Missha product, which led Missha to sell over 30,000 bottles in a mere 3 weeks. Let's review. If you are a late market entrant without the resources or support your existing competitors have, directly approach consumers with guerrilla marketing, use unique advertising channels, and use daring and provocative messages. Few chances of success exist for late entrants when sticking to the rules. Create your own rules.